What's going on, you all? Welcome to the Prophletics podcast. I'm still your host, Coach Reese, Prophletics Fitness, Monitor Tubarao, in the Capoeira community. It's been a while since I shot an episode, a few weeks or whatnot, and it's been so much weirdo activity that has taken place that I'm going to be all over the place because I was going to shoot notes and take notes for what I'm about to talk about, but I just feel like it's better to fly off the cuff this time. I'll start with the weirdest activity that just recently took place. The breakup scenario with Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion. Listen, firstly, why do we even care? Why do we care? Why is this such a big deal? Like, who are these people to you aside from celebrities? People, in my opinion, have celebrities far too high on the pedestal as far as people to look up to. You only get to see their best attributes anyway at the best times in their lives, which is, for women, face full of makeup, out there on stage, in this case specifically, out there on stage, face full of makeup, social media posts, things of that nature. For Klay Thompson, you get to see him out there shooting basketball. So you only get to see celebrities at their peaks, whether they're shooting movies, shooting music videos. You know, you get that part of their lives. We don't get to see the inner making of their lives or what goes on behind the scenes. So what makes one person this prize or this, more superior individual as to where they're worthy of maintaining relationships? Like, just because they are your favorite artist or your favorite athlete or favorite whatever does not make them a good person. You don't know what these people do behind the scenes. More importantly, why is it any of our business? Like, whose business is it that they broke up? Who cares? Why does it have to be a public outing? That right there shows lack of emotional control. And that goes for any celebrity, not just these ones, because personally, I just don't give a damn about their breakup. It shouldn't even be public news. It should be none of my business. But since they made it public business, now the public has jumped on. And the public that has jumped on are these emotionally uncontrolled individuals. Listen, I got better stuff to focus on than to be emotionally attached or attached in any way, shape, or form to a celebrity's breakup. I have my own family, my own wife and kids. I have my own community of individuals that I'm building up. And this is my thing. Y'all need better things to do with your time. Y'all need far better things to do with your time instead of being attached to some celebrities' wins or losses. A celebrity's win or loss does not convert into my win or loss. Y'all have to detach. And the main individuals that I'm talking about is men. Men couldn't wait to get online and bash the failure of Meg Thee Stallion. Now, I'm not defending her at all. I don't know anything about her aside from what she puts out, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But as far as the abundance of men, y'all dudes are catty as hell, man. I'm trying not to say what I want to say as far as this goes because I want to maintain a certain audience. But y'all dudes are catty as hell. I've never seen such feline activity in men. Y'all couldn't wait to get on social media and bash more women. Y'all love women bashing on social media. That is the weirdest shit I have ever seen. Y'all can't wait to get online and bash women. What is it? Like, y'all dudes sound wounded to me. Not only do you sound emotional, he with the emotion. You guys are very emotional. You can't wait to get online and bash women who you probably never would have a chance with. Highly likely would never have a chance with. Because I go to some of you guys' profiles and you guys are lames and losers. And you can't wait to get online jump and bash women, be it celebrity women, be it regular women. You guys only attack women. Check your testosterone, fellas. A lot of y'all need your testosterone checked because you're sitting at home miserable, lonely. You don't have any women. You can't even attract any women. Your character alone doesn't attract women, but you guys sit at home, couldn't wait to be the first to pick up your phones. Pick up your phones and start bashing. Y'all don't have anything better to do? I made a post that said men, and this was before the breakup scenario or whatever got announced. I made a post that said men need combat training. And I got a little bit of blowback. The majority of people agreed, but I've gotten blowback because individuals were thinking that I was implying that men need to be more dangerous and capable. Now, even though that's a portion of it, a small portion of it, it teaches emotional control because a lot of y'all need your asses beat. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, a lot of y'all need to get punched in the fucking face. Y'all need to be engaged in some sort of combat on a regular basis that keeps you a little bit more humble, firstly. But it teaches you emotional control because when you're in the midst of turmoil, you think logically. You want to see the whole picture. You just don't want to see what's straight line and what's been put out to me. I'm going to sit back. People who have martial arts training and who spar consistently in martial arts and who have bouts and fights have more tendency to sit back when things like this happen. Like, all right, the first outbreak from, or outcry from a crisis scenario is usually the emotional one. So we sit back during the emotional phase, and kind of just wait, like, okay, that sounds like something that may be going on, but I need to hear the rest of the facts of what's going on, not just the surface level. It's like sizing up an opponent. You see an opponent come out, you don't know nothing about this opponent, and then you're reading him. You're okay, boom, he had a good jab, or, I'm saying a good cross, or whatever. All right, boom, all right, he drops his hand here. You're sizing up the whole picture. You emotional, weak-ass men can't wait to jump on there and not even engage in the whole picture. You jump on the first thing like a cat in heat. You jump on the first sign of a freaking crisis, right? It's because this is not a crisis. This is not even relevant to you. You have no woman. You have nothing going on for yourself. You have no life. You're sitting at home and you're a loser. And you couldn't wait to cut on the doggone social media, phone, and get your 2 cents in. Men who have emotional control, those who are engaged in bouts and combat, sit there and wait for the whole picture to be formed so they can start engaging correctly after the emotional part has died. The first response to every crisis for when people are in the middle of a situation is always an emotional one. We skip that phase. We chill. Men should skip the emotional phase. Y'all are taking the place of women. Let your woman be emotional. There is no room for women to be emotional because you weak, catty-ass men can't wait to get online and be the first emotional cryouts. Women can't even be women because men are out here in the place of women. They don't even have a place to be emotional. Y'all have taken this emotional response thing far too far. There's been, within the last decade, an outcry for men to be more emotional. Listen, there are levels to that, man. This ain't one of them levels. Leave some room for the women to be women. There's no room for women to be women because y'all taking up all the space in the emotional lane. Go be a man. Sit back, chill. Look at the landscape. Fall back, breathe. Sit back, think, use your brain. Sit back, boom, size it up. Like, all right, boom. Okay, so this is the scenario I'm presented with. These are the options of solution because men should be formulaic on solutions. not engaging in the turmoil or the drama. When we hear a problem, our mindset should go to solutions, not being in the midst of the turmoil. Y'all just couldn't wait to get online and beat her down. What did that prove to you? What did that, aside from you guys setting clickbait to get, your monetization and get your payouts up or whatever, what did that achieve for you as a man? I'll tell you what it achieved. When I seen y'all, I seen your testosterone go down. I seen your nuts shrink. And sorry for those who get offended about the language, but I just think that we're so overly detached as black men and black women that it's people need to address it for what it is. And I will always address the men because I believe it starts and ends with us. When we step into our lane and do what we need to do, then everybody else will follow suit. But y'all are out here catty and nonsensical, and like I said, I've never seen so many feminine men in my life, and y'all think y'all masculine because y'all beating down women. When's the last time you uplifted any women? When's the last time you built a community? Are you involved in the community with the youth? What are you doing with the youth? What are you building? What are you contributing to society that makes you worthy to get online and start talking shit about people? What are you doing? What is your contribution to the planet? What are you creating? Nothing. You click on this joint and you start talking trash about people who don't even have anything to do with your immediate life. You're not even doing anything on a grassroots level. You don't deserve to talk. You should shut the hell up. You don't deserve to talk. What of integrity are you contributing to society? Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. That's my spiel on the state of today's men and the audacity of you guys wanting respect from the next generation. What do they have to respect when they see you? You're fat, you're out of shape, you don't take care of yourself, you don't build nothing, you don't contribute nothing, you don't have any community, you get online and you beat women down. What do they have to look up to? Y'all be wanting this generation, this 25 and under, to respect y'all. Y'all ain't nothing but gray hair fools. It's time to tighten up. It's time for a lot of y'all to just shut up. Fall in line. Your place is not to get out here and be speaking because you're building nothing. Men build. Men constructively build. Men work together to build. Men build communities. Men build families. Men build with their hands. I don't know what y'all are. These softpaws out here, I don't know what y'all are. Y'all are some absolute weirdos. This younger generation up under you doesn't owe you respect. You earn respect. Y'all got the nerve to talk about how disrespectful they are. You deserve to be disrespected. You deserve to be disrespected. You aren't putting up any numbers. Your stats are ass. Your stats are trash. Who in the world do you think you are to demand something from a generation that you can't teach, that you're not teaching? All you do is look down on them. This is why I think that men are the deficits. We're not in our place, fellas. We're not in our place. We're not where we need to be. You want respect from women. And I think a lot of y'all go for respect from the wrong types of women. Y'all are looking at the super promiscuous types. There are plenty of other who aren't promiscuous like that, who aren't putting it out like that. And I'll cover that in just a minute. But y'all too busy trying to convert the promiscuous into whatever the hell you want it to be, when you can't even convert your damn self. When's the last time you looked in the mirror? Is your health on point? Is your stomach not hanging over your belt? Because all of this counts. You keep your hair cut, you keep yourself groomed, you washing your ass. A lot of y'all have horrible hygiene. Walking around smelling like unwiped bottom. But you got the nerve to be out here talking shit. Listen, man. And like I said, I apologize about the cursing to those of you who have sensitive ears. But these things just need to be addressed. You fellas need to start shutting the hell up and putting up stats. Fix your own life. Disappear for about 6 months to a year. Come back as an elevated version of yourself. And then maybe you can start looking around and seeing the landscape and trying to build a landscape and actually having an opinion of value. I'll be looking at you guys, man, that get on here and talk trash about women and the next generation, and I can tell when was the last time you've been punched in your mouth. A lot of y'all just simply need to be punched in your mouth. You need to be punched in your mouth, kicked in your mouth, elbowed in your mouth on a sport basis. Because y'all don't think consequence. Y'all talk about how the younger generation doesn't think consequence. Where do you think they learned it from? Look at you. It's not all their fault. Crazy thing is, the younger generation will gravitate naturally to those who are of position or who are worthy of actually being attached to as far as a role model. If they don't have a father in the house, they're going to naturally gravitate to those who are worthy of being role models and mentors. Who are you role modeling and mentoring? Who's gravitating to you naturally? And I'm talking about outside of my own house. Yes, I have a son and a daughter. I have a wife. But there are other kids around here who gravitate to me naturally, gratefully, I'm grateful for that, who gravitate to me naturally as far as being a role model, as far as being a leader. And I'm grateful for each and every one of them. And I'll continue to be that as I work on myself to become a better version of myself. But it's only because I'm looking to be a better version of myself that these things happen. Y'all need self-improvement. Get your ass off of social media and work on yourself and build something worth building so they can come to it. Wow, that goes back to that phrase, build it and they will come. On that note, I wouldn't say build it, they will come. Build you, they will come. Because it can be anything. It can't just be like external. Matter of fact, it can't be anything. I think when they said build it and they will come, whoever said that phrase, whoever made that quote, they had to be talking about build yourself. They had to be talking about you. Because if I was a piece of POS and I built this gym, nobody would come. It's not necessarily the gym because I don't have the biggest gym. I'm 1,800 square feet. But it's the quality of the person and the experience that you get from the person that makes me not have to overinvest in the amenities. You see, it's like when people buy a huge vehicle or, a top-notch six or more figure vehicle to cover for their deficits. You can't materialize it. You have to build yourself up. You have to build your character up. You have to build who you are up. So I think when that statement or that phrase, build it and they will come, it had to be applying to building yourself, building the person you are. So build it, fellas. Your character. Build your integrity. Be willing to accept your deficits and work on them. Read books. Turn off the social media and read some books. Focus on the craft. Create art. Learn a different language. A lot of you are contributing nothing to society and you're just taking away, and you are the bunch that Thanos should snap away. I need the Thanos glove because you guys are just consuming resources and not giving back. So that's my spill on that part of that conversation. When it comes to the other part of the conversation, and people are not going to like this, but nobody is going to successfully wife a promiscuous woman. So I'm not condoning what Klay Thompson may have done, because he hasn't come out and said anything yet as far as their inner workings, which nobody should have said their inner workings. But as far as the promiscuous woman type, the Cardi B's, the Meg Thee Stallions, I think somebody said Summer Walker. I've never seen her. I don't know what she looks like or what she does. But they're talking about the lottos and things of that nature. So they're the promiscuous type of women, putting themselves out there naked half naked on stage, more than half naked. We got to come up with another another name for that, because it's way more than half naked, but damn near naked on stage, right? Shaking and displaying the goods that should be reserved for their men, or the men that they want. Klay Thompson, where I think his L was at, and where I think he was wrong, aside from whatever else may have happened, was actually trying to commit and, waste her time. Everybody's talking about Klay Thompson wasn't nobody. Oh, okay. Everybody knew who Klay Thompson was. She knew who Klay Thompson was. Just because you all didn't know who Klay Thompson was, that's your fault. That means you got a low scope on. You didn't know that he was a man of, as they call him, high value or high worth or whatever the case may be, high net worth. I think buddies were 140 million. But just because you didn't know who he was, that's your fault. Your scopes are lower or whatever the case may be. But the women who are out here displaying themselves like that, no man is gonna fully commit to. I'll put it like that. That's the best way for me to put it. I'm sure when he brought her home, it was weird. It had to be weird. Like, you bring in essential terms, you bring in a stripper home, a stripping rapper home. A stripping rapper home, right? Your parents and grandparents, if they never met them, just imagine bringing one home and them asking her what she does for a career. When all you got to do is pull up YouTube and see what she does for a career. And then these are the individuals who you think, like, at what point in time does an artist who is, a full-fledged stripper at the same time as them creating art think that that's acceptable when it comes to bearing children, having a family? What you think those kids are going to go through at school? I'm sure strippers back in the day had more privacy with it. Now everything's on the internet. So you got the stripping rapper who now wants to be a family, oriented individual. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. It's not how it works. No man is going to take a stripping individual or an adult film star or anything like that seriously afterwards. Like, there's no after. There's no happily ever after for that. And it's unfortunate because a lot of young girls look up to these individuals. Highly misguided. A lot of young women look up to these girls. The pattern just repeats itself. Men who get with those type of women are just looking for an experience for that point in time. Klay said he spent like $4 million on her or whatever. He has the money to do so, or whatever the case is. But his biggest flaw, in my opinion, was actually making that look like a committed situation. I'm not saying, I don't know like these individuals outside of what they put out here on the internet. So I'm only addressing that scenario. But those women, the women of that culture, that texture, are not going to be taken serious. You can't be, because what should be reserved for the bedroom or the intimacy of that man, every man can see. Everybody can see. Men and women can see. They can bring it up on the phone. You know, there's nothing private about the relationship. There's nothing that they get outside of what you put on this internet at home. There's nothing reserved. There's no reservation. No reservation, no preservation. So it is what it is. Call a spade. But as far as the breakup itself of Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion, I don't care. I don't give a damn. Like, so? Like, my bills are still my bills. My life is still my life. You know, I love my life. That had no bearing on me nor you. None. Let's move on. Let's move on to the world of boxing. World of boxing. Okay, listen. I hope this is the last time I have to address or assess this. This debate between Alycia Baumgardner and Claressa Shields. And the Caroline Dubois situation. Listen, man. Alycia Baumgardner called out Claressa Shields about a year ago. I respect it. Whatever, you know, you're supposed to call out the top of the crop. However, when it came to Caroline Dubois, Alycia hit that back pedal. She hit that back pedal pretty doggone hard. Yeah, ever since she got popped for the PEDs or whatever, she hasn't been knocking people out, dropping people and things of that nature. Caroline Dubois called her out. Alycia talked, responded a bit like she wanted it, but when it came down to it, Alycia backpedaled. I don't care what nobody said. Alycia backpedaled, man. And y'all dudes are giving her what I'll call pretty privilege, especially when y'all calling her the face of boxing. Alycia Baumgardner is not the face of women's boxing. Claressa Shields is and will be until she retires. Y'all don't want to call her the GOAT, but she is. Nobody has got the merits that she has. Went back and won the Olympics twice. 3-time undisputed champion in women's boxing. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's putting up those numbers. And she's fought tougher fights than Alycia Baumgardner. You dudes are just saps. Once again, you guys are suckers. Anytime y'all see a halfway decent or a pretty face or a pretty body or something, y'all automatically put them up here without the merits. Y'all do the same thing out here in the streets. Y'all put them up here without the merits. Y'all are giving her pretty privilege. She's not the face of women's boxing. She has a lot of work to do, and Claressa Shields will knock her clean, smooth out. The weight class difference is way too, separate. It's way too much. Way too much. The experience level, way too much. Is Alycia Baumgardner a great female boxer? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, yeah, she's damn good. But until she gets some more merits, come on, man. She's got to quit ducking Caroline Dubois first. She's got to go out there and get that work. 5 pounds difference. Talking about she needs to do some things in her weight class. Nah. You was calling her out. You was talking crazy. Let's go. Put up or shut up. And Alycia Baumgardner, I think a lot of her success is going to her head. A lot of the attention is going to her head because she was a lot more likable, in my opinion, when she wasn't as arrogant, when she wasn't as loud and wasn't as brash. When she was still on her way up to becoming undisputed, she was more of a likable fighter. Now the arrogance is kind of like a turnoff, in my opinion. Just my personal opinion on that one. She's not the face of boxing. She's not the face of boxing at all. Claressa Shields, no matter how much y'all don't like her, y'all don't like how loud she may be, some of the things that she says, face of women's boxing all the way. In other news, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury allegedly have paperwork due or turned in, contracted, to fight in the fourth quarter of the year. Fourth quarter of the year is the last 3 months of the year. For you all who don't know, October, November, December. I guess Deontay Wilder wanted his shot or whatnot. He did, said let's do it to Anthony Joshua after his last fight or whatever. Didn't get the opportunity. I think the Fury and Joshua fight has been brewing longer than the actual Wilder-Joshua fight. So, yeah, I think it should go ahead and happen. Some people said that fight only matters across the pond, and they're referring to the fight happening in the UK. Listen, man, that's where all the heavyweight action is. That's where the quality heavyweight action is right now. You got to cross some seas. The heavyweight belts are going to be over there. It is what it is. You got Moses Atama, you've got Anthony Joshua, you've got Tyson Fury, you had your Chisora, you had what's my man Dylan White, you got Fabio Wardley. The quality heavyweights are over there. Jared Anderson was supposed to make a comeback, however, he got injured in this camp. America, the era of the American heavyweight, I think it's non-existent right now. There are pretty much no high quality heavyweights over here that are putting up numbers. You have Richard Torres, who they just won't give him, boost him up and give him any top tier fights right now. So you still got people on the come up, or Richard Torres on the come up. Jared Anderson needs to come out of the hole as far as, his last fight. And then you've got people like Big Baby Miller. I personally I'm not a fan of bigger fighters like that because it's slow to watch. It's slow to watch, and I also believe that there should be a super heavyweight division that should separate these big out-of-shape tyrants from regular tyrants. And what I mean by that is, let's look at Jared Anderson's last fight with Martin Bakole. I think Jared Anderson was like 240-something. Yeah, 240-something. Martin Bakole was 300 pounds. That's a 60-pound difference. 60-pound difference. Anybody who has fought before knows that 10 pounds makes a difference. In some cases, 5 pounds makes a difference. We're talking a whole 60 pounds? Deontay Wilder experienced that with Tyson Fury. And I'm not making any excuses for anyone. However, those pounds count. Those pounds add up. If you're in there with somebody who is over 10 pounds of where you're fighting at, you'll feel it and you'll know. It needs to be a super heavyweight division put out there for people like Big Baby Anderson, Martin Bakole. Those two should fight. The Clash of the 300s or something like that. Those two should fight each other. But it needs to be another division separate from the heavyweight division. Because back in the day, in the heyday where heavyweights were still a bit more agile, they weighed about 220-something at the highest. Your Ali's, Ken Norton's, they weighed even Foreman, before he started gaining weight, was in his 220s. You still had the agile heavyweight, which was still enjoyable to watch. I'm sorry, but these bigger guys, these sloths, these bigger sloths as far as heavyweight, is not enjoying to watch. I call it sloths because it's slow, it's little to no footwork, and they just sitting there and just bang and go. It's not entertaining, and I'm not going to sit there and watch it personally. My personal opinion, I'm not about to sit there and watch that stuff, man. Like, it's not entertaining. So I hope that at some point in time, we look at the possibility of having a super heavyweight division, because the massive weight difference between these fighters can actually get these guys hurt too. Let the bigger, fatter guys have the bigger, fatter, super heavyweight division. Maybe 250 and under, 200 to 250 heavyweight. 250 to whatever else, super heavyweight, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't make any sense that that's still an issue. or that nobody has addressed that yet. But that's my podcast for today. I know I probably went long and, long-winded or whatnot. However, like I said, it's been a while since I shot one, and it's been a lot of weird stuff taking place. Overly weird stuff taking place in the community and in the boxing world. Other than that, I am putting together my Prophletics Capoeira Batizado Semana do Tubarão. So that translates into Shark Week. I just filed a nonprofit for Prophletics Capoeira. So what I am doing is taking donations from anybody who may want to donate. A Batizado is the graduation and promotion ceremony of my students that I've been training. So these guys and ladies have been working very hard. I'm planning on putting it together for October 17th. And it's up to me to actually put the event together. I've been putting them together for a while. You can go back on my page and go to the Capoeira playlist or whatnot and look at what we've got going on in the past Batizados. I have completely funded them before, but I'm looking to not only grow the school, but grow the awareness of Capoeira in the area. It's huge in places like Florida and Texas and California and Philly, but I'm aiming to bring it heavy here in Alabama. It's even getting heavier in Atlanta, Georgia. But I'm the first school in Harvest, Alabama, and I would appreciate any type of donation that I can get. If you're an individual donating, it can be anywhere from $25 to $50 to $100. I won't turn away any donations. If you're a corporation or someone looking to have tax write-offs, when my tax write-off number gets here from me filing the nonprofit, I will send you that number, and those donations can go from $1,000 to $5,000. What it goes towards, because I don't like when people put out scenarios asking for donations or asking for monetary donations, which can become a nuisance or whatever, if you don't know what you're donating towards. So what I'm going to do is, or what I'm required to do, and what I've done in the past on my own dime, was I have to bring, firstly, the masteries here. I have my direct mastery. Mastery means master. So my direct mastery, which is Mastery Dentista, located in Cleveland, Ohio. Then we have our growl mastery, which is Grand Mastery. That is Mastery, Mastery du Tour out in Philly. He is actually the head of our whole Ascabi community, not community, Ascabi Capoeira worldwide. So he's in charge of the whole thing, and he's actually here in Philly. I'm required to bring those two. The more masteries I'm able to bring, the more awareness that this event will have. So I'm also aiming to bring another mastery, Mastery Marcio, who's also out there in Philly. I have a few contra masteries, which are the second mastery, contra mastery. So it's the pretty much second in command behind the mastery. So I have about 4 of those that I need to bring. I have contra mastery Solom Boca. I want to bring contra mastery Curio, contra mastery Koki. I also have other professors and monitors and formados that I need to bring. So I need to sponsor them and bring them here. So that would include their flight, their hotel, and things of that nature. For my students, I have to provide the cords, and I would like to also provide their uniforms. With Capoeira, I don't charge for it. So I don't charge a lot for it. It can equal to no charge. So people who are committed to my boxing class, I don't charge them for Capoeira. People who strictly take the Capoeira class, I charge them just a little bit of money or whatever. I look at their financial situations and I try to help as much as I possibly can. So what I would like to do is also provide their uniforms. I'm calling it uniforms, but the pants are called abadas, and their shirts or whatever the case may be. And I have to physically braid their cords. So all of these are expenses that come out of my pocket. So if you would like your business highlighted, whether it be on the shirt the shirts that we have, the Batizado shirts, or on the walls, or whatever the case may be, on the wall, I would be more than grateful for your donation. And I'm sure my students would be more than grateful for your donation. The expenses also go towards the catering that goes here for their food, and the catering for the families that actually come to support, you know, their kids and watch them graduate. It's a ceremony. It's like a huge family reunion. That's pretty much what it is. A family reunion, but a celebration overall of the dedication and hard work of my students. So I generally have people come visit from Atlanta, have people come visit from the Tennessee area, from Clarksville and Chattanooga, had people come from Wisconsin, Ohio, Chicago. So it's a pretty big deal. So like I said, I would greatly appreciate any donations. You can inbox me, or you could send me an email, prophletics@gmail.com, if you would, you know, like to donate to the Batizado. I plan on closing out the donations no later than the end of August, or maybe August 17th. I'll put it there. But in the August area, so I can go ahead and get everything secure with their flights and hotels and the catering, and get these uniforms ordered and get these shirts made, and get you all's logos, whoever is donating, get you guys logos and things of that nature, whether you want it on the wall, shirts. There's a lot of logistics that gets placed into these things, but I want to make sure that it's a celebratory event. So I appreciate any donations made. I'll also send the tax ID information to those who do donate. And other than that, that's it for the podcast. Like I said, I know it's long-winded, and I hope you still enjoyed it. I hope I provided quality information, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Enjoy your day.